Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am just a regular dude walking in the Word. Today we're talking about the least of these. Okay, this is taken from Matthew 25:31 to 46. Okay, as I'm reading through this, I'm going to explain some things. But what you're going to see, the bottom line here is this. Jesus is talking, and he's talking about what you do to the least of these people, and you have the least of these people all around you, okay? So don't say, oh, I don't have anyone like that around me, okay? These people are around you, and how you treat those people is really how you're treating Jesus, okay? That's the heart of Jesus here, okay? So don't ignore that and excuse it all away. The heart of Jesus is, if you treat the least of these people, is how you are treating Jesus. Okay, so let me read here. It's taken from Matthew 25, 31, all the way through the end of the chapter, verse 46. Okay, it says this: when the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, he will sit on his glorious throne. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate the people one from another, as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will put the sheep on his right and the goats on his left. Let me stop there for a moment. You can tell at the beginning, we've been talking about the end times here. We've been talking about, and you're probably tired of me saying this all the time, the rapture and the 7-year tribulation, and then the second coming of Christ. This is after all that, okay? This is when this takes place, because it says in verse 31, when the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, he will sit on his glorious throne. This is not the rapture, okay? And so this is much later on, okay? And all the nations will be gathered before him. This is before the tribulation and stuff. So, but don't ignore that and think, oh, this doesn't apply to me because this is for those times. No, this still applies to today. How you treat those people still makes Jesus upset. Okay. Now he says he will separate the sheep from the goats. The sheep and the goats it'd be common to keep those animals together during the day. That's fine, but at night when they would go into the pen area, they would separate those animals out. They would separate the sheep from the goats, because I believe it's the sheep that would like to be, huddled up together and kept warm, and the goats not so much. Okay, so that's why they separated them out at night. They did that, so they came in and separated them out. And it says in the end times, that's what it's going to be like. Okay, let's keep reading. Verse 34. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you are blessed by my Father. Take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat, and I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me." Okay? So Jesus is saying here, come, receive your inheritance. And they're like, oh, really? Inheritance? Why would that be? And he explains why that is. Because you did all these things for me. Okay? Verse 37. Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothed you? When did we see the sick or in prison and go to visit you?" So they're wondering, I don't remember that happening. I sure didn't see you walking down the road, in the typical Jesus picture that we see, from the movies with the beard and the long flowing hair and everything else. I don't remember seeing you. Let's keep reading here. Verse 40. The king will reply, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." Okay, key verse right there. Verse 41. Then he will say to those on his left, "Depart from me, you who are cursed, into eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels." I don't know if you picked that up there, that last verse I said. The hell, and who is it prepared for? It's prepared for the devil and his angels, okay? It was never intended for man. But God will send us there if we choose to ally ourselves with the devil, okay? So the devil, get this, the hell was prepared for the devil and his angels. Okay, and if you want to live like the devil, you're welcome to go there along with him. But it's not God's intent that anyone go to hell. Okay, but if you choose to ally yourself with the devil, then hell is waiting for you. Okay, let me keep reading. Verse 42, for I was hungry and you gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger and you did not invite me in. I needed clothes and you did not clothe me. And I was sick and in prison and you did not look after me. They also will answer, Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or needing clothes or sick or in prison and did not help you? He will reply, truly I tell you, whatever you did not do for one of the least of these, you did not do for me. Then they will go away to eternal punishment. Okay, and this is eternal punishment. It's not like short for a short time. It's eternal punishment. Okay, but the righteous will enter eternal life. That's eternal life forever. Okay. Again, Jesus is talking here in the end times, and this would be after the tribulation. Okay, so but don't misunderstand this and think that salvation is based on works. It is right here in this passage, in that time period, but for this day and age, salvation is not based on works. Okay, so don't think because I went to prison and I fed the poor and all that stuff, but I don't have a relationship with Jesus, I can go to heaven. That's not the way it works. It is your relationship with God that gets you to heaven. Okay, not the works. Okay, works are a natural outflow of my relationship with God. Okay, so but I wanted to address the least of these. There's a ministry in town that we love really and enjoy being a part of and getting stuff from them and giving stuff to them. And it's really there. They have a warehouse and it's really to supply the needed things for foster families. So, for example, when we got a baby girl, we had like a day's notice, I think, a baby girl. And she was coming home from the hospital. And like, we don't keep a crib around here and all that stuff. We just don't have enough room to store that. We don't store all that stuff. But this particular ministry, they do that. They have storage units, and they stuff like that is donated to them. They keep it until these foster families need it, and then they supply it. So when that day came, when the little girl came to our house, someone brought a crib, bassinet, car seat, stroller, all kinds of stuff, and diapers. Okay, all that stuff they provided. Okay, and the ministry is called the least of these. Okay, and it brings all that stuff, and it's a very appropriate name because it's gathering that stuff not for the wealthy that could buy that stuff anyway. It's for the least of these. It's for the orphans, really. Okay, is who it's for. Children that need that stuff, and foster parents that need that stuff to take care of those children. And so that's what that ministry is for. So that kind of gives you an idea. And so the least of these, you can look around today and you'll see those people. There's going to be people that they're thirsty, they need a drink, they're hungry, all that stuff. Okay, and when it's talking about it in context here, it's talking about you taking care of those people during the tribulation. And what's happening during the tribulation is if you're helping people like that need that, and people that need that in that day, in the day of tribulation, are Christians because they're not taking the mark of the beast, so they can't buy or sell, so they can't go down to 7-Eleven and buy a bagel. Okay, but Jesus is saying here, if you give those people drinks and food and stuff, and you are making a big sacrifice for them because you're aligning yourself with those that aren't taking the mark of the beast and following Jesus. Okay, so that's what the heart of the issue is here. But I don't want you to be misled. The big takeaway is taking care of the least of these. And that's the heart of Jesus. If I am taking care of those people, that's what makes Jesus happy, really. So, all right. So don't ignore that. Thanks for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through the book of Matthew. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.